As we all know, the gaming community lost a true group of legends when Game Trailers was shut down by Defy Media. Now, many people, including myself, were a bit concerned after this for the future of the Escapist, who are of course also owned by Defy Media. Now, sadly, I have some pretty bad news about the Escapist for you today, but let me save the hard facts now. As far as I understand, it is not a complete closure like it was with Game Trailers. Now, the reason I say as far as I understand is there has yet to be an official statement from the Escapist at the time of recording. Now, of course, that may change in the next few hours, but at the time of recording, about 8:10 UK time, there has yet to be an official statement from them. I do have a tweet, however, a few tweets, and the first of which is from Alexander Macris, and he says, quote, "Sad news today that the Durham office of Defy is being shut down. The Escapist mag will continue under EIC in Seattle." So basically, the main Durham office is being shut down completely. Many people will be losing their jobs, and the Escapist will continue in Seattle. And this was pretty much confirmed by another tweet by Janelle Vanderwall, who said, quote, "While Defy is closing the NC office and many lost their jobs, Escapist Mag will continue under EIC in Seattle. It's not closing." So while it's good that we're not seeing a full closure as we did with Game Trailers, this is not exactly a good sign that we're seeing such heavy layoffs of a closure of an entire office. Of course, many people finding themselves unemployed today, which is not exactly brilliant, to say the least. So first things first is my thoughts go out to anyone who's lost their job. Hopefully they can find themselves a new one before too long. That is a horrible situation to be in, that we've all been there at least once, and it is never pleasant. All the staff at Durham have been let go, you know, whether they were contributors to the website or IT guys or whoever, they've all lost their jobs and they now sadly find themselves unemployed. Now, obviously, the main thing that's on everyone's mind now is, of course, you know, thoughts to everyone who's lost their jobs, but what is going to happen to Zero Punctuation and to Yahtzee? He is arguably the main creator that has been drawing clicks and views to that website for some time. They have sadly lost a lot of their talent over the years, and while there are other good creators there too, a lot of people say, hey, I mostly come here for Zero Punctuation / Yahtzee these days. Of course, if you do enjoy any of the other creators there, feel free to say in the comments and throw them some support, but that is the feeling that I've gotten for some time now. Now, Yahtzee will probably be okay. I have looked on his Twitter and he hasn't made a statement about it at the moment. Maybe he can't, maybe he hasn't heard about it. He was obviously in Australia. He might not have even heard about it yet. So I don't want to speak for him. Obviously, I have no connection to him or anything, so this is pure speculation from me. But he'll probably be okay. If you pay attention to his other channel on YouTube, you'll probably know that he's moving to the States soonish anyway. He hasn't really discussed where he's moving as far as I remember. Could be wrong there. But he was moving to the States anyway, so he probably will be okay. I can't recall exactly where he said he was moving to in the US. I think it's Seattle, but don't quote me on that. So he'll most likely be okay if the main state of operations being moved over there and he is himself moving there fairly soonish. However, it's not a good sign that they've closed an entire office. And to be honest, if I were Yahtzee, I would be beginning to plan my independence, perhaps, to Jim Sterling, have his own website, Patreon, and go full-time on YouTube. At least that's what I'd be at least considering if I were him. This is probably the Escapist's death throes. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really do. But this is not a pleasant sign, and to be honest, it seems like a stopgap. There is a tweet from someone by the name of Susan Arendt, who says, quote, "The awful truth is that without the acquisition, the Escapist would have gone bankrupt years ago, but the acquisition slowly destroyed it." So if that's the case, then this is probably just a stopgap in the meantime, and any creators left working for the Escapist and any employees working for them, well, I'd tart up my CV if I were you, but I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather more people not lose their jobs, and creators such as Yahtzee and the other creators remaining at the Escapist have to go independent, but perhaps they might not be comfortable with that. But I think that's the reality of the situation, just judging by game trailers, now this, and it's probably not going to be too long before I say that the Escapist has been completely shuttered. So I'd start manning the lifeboats if it were me, but hey ho, that is just my theory. I'd love to hear some thoughts from you guys, but once again, my thoughts go out to anyone affected who's lost their job today. That is horrible. Hopefully you land on your feet. I'll see you next time.